Hey guys, I got a little bit of time on my hands, so I figured I'd do a review video for the first time in, I don't know how long. It's been a long time that I posted since the last time I posted a review video on this channel. But I just wanted to, because I've been using this device now for probably 3 months, and I love it. And it's the Remarkable Paper Pro. Lots of YouTubers much bigger and better than I have, reviewed this in depth, giving you the tech specs and all that. So I'm not going to run over all the tech specs and all that stuff with this device. I'm just going to kind of give you a brief overview of what it's like using this device, what I've been using it for, and how it's been helping me through my day-to-day, because I literally do use this on a daily basis. I love everything about this device. This versus the competition, there's a lot of different options out there, and this is probably the higher end of e-ink devices that you can purchase, most definitely. And I mean, just due to the marketing machine for Remarkable, every time somebody sees you or sees me out in the wild with a Remarkable, they assume, or with an e-ink tablet, they assume that it's a Remarkable. I have used I had the Note Air 3C for quite a while. I want to say almost a year I used that device, and everybody thought it was a Remarkable. Oh yeah, you got a Remarkable. So, but now I actually do have a Remarkable. So I converted from the Note Air 3C, which is an open platform Android device, so you can download apps, you can download Kindle, you can download everything on it, and kind of use it like you would an Android phone or an Android tablet. But this device is quite different from that. So closed platform, it's Linux based, so you're not going to have apps. It's marketed as a distraction-free device. So don't walk into this thinking that this is going to be like a multimedia consumption type solution, because it definitely is not made for that purpose. This is going to be basically a electronic notepad, digital planner, PDF reader, and that's about it. So there's no web browser, there's no any of that. So think of this device as a solitary platform for thinking. And that's really, if you walk into the device with that mindset, then you understand the value in it. Yes, there's plenty of other devices out there that can do that and do more as well, like the Onyx Books tablets, and there's many others out there that achieve this as well. It's just that they don't do it as well as the Remarkable, and I'll go through some of that and show you what I mean. I'm just going to say straight away, one of the things that I really don't care for with this device is the lock screen and the lack of fingerprint reader. So there's no fingerprint reader, there's no Face ID, there's literally none of that. You are presented with a PIN code whenever you unlock the device, and it's just kind of slow and clunky, and I just wish there was a quicker solution for such a premium device. It seems to me like they really sort of missed the mark on the lock screen, but it's a really small complaint. But if I had anything to complain about straight away, it's that. So the number one thing that people are going to talk about when they're talking about the Remarkable Paper Pro is the writing experience. Because the writing experience is so good. It's so good. It's just like, literally just like writing on paper. There are some tablets out there, so like the Onyx Books tablets, it's kind of like writing with a felt pen. But with the Remarkable, this is like writing with more like a pencil, sort of like a graphite kind of feel to it. And there's plenty of pen options that you can use to kind of make your handwriting more pen-like. But the writing feels like you're placing a pencil on a piece of paper, and they really nailed that with this. I'm extremely, like, every time I'm in public and I've been using this like on the job, And I said, just write with it. And so they would take it and they would write with it. And it's like immediately they're like, oh. There's always that, oh, wow. Especially when they use the eraser, there's always like another like, oh, this is nice. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Because at face value, you look at this thing and you say, this is just a writing tablet. That's like, $600 for just a writing tablet is kind of ridiculous. But when you actually hold one of these in your hand and you pick up the pencil and you start to write with it, completely different story. Then you kind of like really kind of understand what it is. So reviews don't do this this product justice. It really doesn't, because it makes you want to write. It makes you want to use it. And I love e-ink tablets for this, because they really make you want to write more and read more. And at least it does for me, and I know that it does for plenty of others as well, which is why this is such a hot thing right now. Like e-ink tablets are starting to kind of soar in the market. So it's a rising category that I think deserves more attention from kind of the mainstream. So, but anyway, the writing experience feels exactly like pencil to paper, not really as much pen to paper, but a wonderful experience nonetheless, especially if you get the Marker Plus with the eraser on it. Definitely just a great experience. So if you're just in the market for an e-ink device that does note-taking very, very well, then the Remarkable Paper Pro is for you. Difference between the Remarkable Paper Pro, I'm going to take some time to kind of go over this. The difference between the Paper Pro and the Remarkable is this. Remarkable Paper Pro has color, and it's bigger, so a lot bigger device than, so this is an 11-inch tablet, whereas the Remarkable, I believe, is a 10.3-inch tablet, so quite a bit smaller when in your actual use cases, like when you're actually carrying this thing around, this is quite a bit bigger. So if size matters to you, and you don't care about having color on the device, then go with the Remarkable. You don't have to pay the extra to get the Paper Pro, because color doesn't matter to you, and the size, if you have a bag where 11 inches is not going to fit, then this is probably not going to be for you. You're probably going to be spending the extra dollars for no reason. So just go with the Remarkable, because that's still a great device, and it's not by any stretch been marked as obsolete at the advent of the Paper Pro. So those are the differences. The Paper Pro has color, and it's a little bit larger. And on the flip side, if you're looking for the larger canvas and you're looking for a little bit of color that does color okay, then the Remarkable Paper Pro is going to be the ideal option for you. So battery life on this is it's great. So on the Onyx books, on the Note Air 3C, that's the one that I really had a lot of experience with. I used it avidly every day for about almost a year. And I would say with moderate use, I would get about 3 to 4 days out of the Note Air 3C. And with light use, I would get maybe a week, something like that, depending on how much I used the backlight and the book's super refresh rate type stuff whenever reading PDFs and Kindle. So it just depends on how much I used the backlight, really. It was the differentiator on the battery life for the Note Air 3C. With this, not so much, because you're not really, at least I don't use the backlight hardly ever. And the backlight here is pretty dim, so the battery still holds its integrity quite a bit, even when using the backlight, although I don't use the backlight very often, very little. I pretty much only use the backlight really when I'm reading in like a sort of a more dim room. So sometimes if I'm waking up early, like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just reading, I'll use the backlight for this. And but for the most part, I just don't even use the backlight at all. And the battery integrity on this is fantastic. I generally get about an entire week out of this, whether I use the backlight or not. I typically get about a 7-day runtime before I have to charge this device again. PDF usage on this device is great. You can sync PDFs to this device from your computer. I typically just do it from the Remarkable app. If you pay I think it's $3.99 for the Connect fee, then you can just kind of drop things into your computer from the app and sync it to the Remarkable Paper Pro that way. And you can also use the app on the phone. I think that's the easiest way to get files on here. You can do it through the USB if you don't want to pay for the Connect whatever, but it's $3 or $3.99 whatever. It's not like they're charging you $20. So I'm okay with that. So anyway, it's a great option. It's the easiest option, and you don't have to plug something in. It's just a bit of a cumbersome thing that it's so easy to fire up the app, drop a PDF in there, and boom, off to the races you go. The only complaint that I have about that is that it does take a little bit to sync, and sometimes they don't sync all the way, and it's a little bit inconsistent. So like, let's say if I drop a PDF into the Remarkable and then I leave the house, like it may not sync whenever I connect to the network, like at my job or wherever I'm at. So sometimes there is an issue with that. So I would say whenever you do drop a PDF into there, just kind of turn on the device and make sure it syncs before you like throw it in your bag and leave the house, because it might not be there whenever you get where you're going and you open up the Remarkable again. So that's the only real thing to look out for whenever you're dropping PDFs onto this. Other than that, it works very well, and PDF viewing on this looks fantastic. Black and white looks great. Color also looks great, but color ebooks / PDFs get kind of weird because of the flashing. So this is a Gallery 3 display, and a Gallery 3 display has to refresh the colors a lot. Every time the display moves, you're going to get like a flash of colors. Like when you flip the page, it'll flash, and then it will set the color gamut for whatever it is you're looking at. So if you're not doing a lot of flipping and you're just kind of reading you flip, you read a page for 3 or 4 minutes, and then you flip and read a page, I find that it's very nice. But if you're going to read something like magazines where you're flipping the page like every minute or so, this is probably not going to work very well for you. Something like the Boox Onyx Go 10.3 is probably going to be better for that, because that's a Kaleido 3 screen, and that screen is a whole lot faster, and the Boox Super Refresh Rate works a lot better when it comes to handling the colors on the e-ink without the flashing. So if the flashing bothers you with this device, then definitely go with something else with a Kaleido 3 screen. So I do use a planner on this from time to time. I'm not an avid planner by any stretch of the imagination, but I have a planner on this that is really cool. I got it from another YouTuber. I can't remember the guy's name, but the planner that he had, it was free, and so I downloaded it, and it looks really cool. And it has a lot of like hyperlinks embedded into the planner. It's a PDF, but it has a hyperlinks in the PDF, so you can kind of go to the date that you want to edit and write something in. It's pretty cool. And I do have some templates as well for my Japanese studies that I've used on this device, and that works very well also. So I may or may not link those because I just kind of found them in random places. So if you're interested in that, just leave a comment down below, and maybe I'll add them to the description later if like anybody thinks that that those planners look cool. Maybe I'll add them or link them in. Nevertheless, this is a fantastic device to use as a planner if you're going to use one for a planner. But the thing that I use this the most for is for writing. So I'm a preacher, so I have to write my messages every week. So I'll write messages, probably 2 to 3, usually about 2 messages per week, and I'll use this device to do that, and it works fantastically for that. And I have all of my sermons on this device, and it looks great. It feels great when I'm writing. When I'm done with it, I'll have a nice kind of notepad, and I can export it later on and make a whole PDF out of it if I wanted to. So, which is kind of what I plan to do later on. Like maybe I will compile all of my sermons into one place and have maybe write a book about it or something. There's been plenty of preachers out there and pastors over time that have just kind of compile their sermons and then they just make a book out of it. But anyway, I write my sermons on this every week, and it's fantastic. When I'm reading my Bible, I'm taking notes. This is the perfect device for studying. If you do a lot of reading and you do a lot of studying, this does it. It does it, and it does it very, very well. Is it expensive? Yes, but it just does the job, and it just does it so well. Yeah, there's cheaper options out there, but you kind of pay for those cheaper options with the lack of quality. What you're getting here is like the Apple of writing tablets. It's like the Apple of e-ink tablets. So just think of it as like your top of the line, very premium solution. I don't regret this purchase at all by any stretch of the imagination, and I can't say enough good about it. I use it all the time. It's a great device. And that's it, I guess, I also want to add in a little bullet point there for the case as well. The case is such a great addition to this. Overpriced, absolutely. But if you get the Remarkable branded case, it's just so nice because they've managed to build a pretty sturdy case that's very thin, and it maintains the thinness of the device. And it also, when you snap the pen back in, you can just kind of do it just like that. And it's just a very nicely packaged device, and it still remains the thinness, and you can just stick it in your bag going about your day. Or maybe you don't even have a bag, you can just carry it around like this. I've done that as well. So bullet point for the case. Very nice case, Remarkable. Thank you for that. I wish it wasn't as much as it was, but but I pretty much think that that's a side note on every reviewer's or every consumer that has purchased this. It's probably thought to themselves, "This is stupid. Why did I do that?" But again, when you're in real life using it, it's fantastic. Like, it's just a great device. Is it worth the price? That's a little bit more subjective, because there are so many other devices that can do what this does and do it pretty well. So yeah, the pricing scheme on this is a bit subjective, but what you're getting for that price is a premium and high quality and very stable experience. Like, I haven't had any quirks or issues with it. Although one thing I do have that happens to me from time to time. Not very often, but it does happen sometimes. The pen just disconnects randomly, and I have to restart the device for it to resync with the pen. Like I said, it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. It has happened enough for me to notice. The problem with the Onyx Books devices, at least the Note Air 3C, is sometimes the Notes app would crash, and then I would lose everything that I wrote. And that was the worst thing to happen. Although it didn't happen very often, but when it did happen, it was bad, because I was like, I just lost all my notes, literally, because the app crashed, and that was terrible. So, so for the sake of stability, if that's important for you, then Remarkable Paper Pro or the Remarkable is probably going to be the better option. Because Onyx Books is Android, and we all know that anything Android is going to be subject to, app crashes and stutters at times, depending on the app that you're using. So just bear that in mind, that if stability is important to you, then definitely go Remarkable. That's it, guys. I appreciate y'all very much for watching my review of the Remarkable Paper Pro. It's been a great device so far, and I've got really very minimal complaints about it. So if you're in the market for an e-ink device that is phenomenal, it does note-taking and PDF viewing very well, and then it's definitely worth the purchase in my opinion. And that's it. If you like this video, please like it. Leave comments down below to kind of let the YouTube algorithm know that this video was good to you. And if you like more content if you would like me to do more content like this, just let me know in the comments down below and subscribe, and I'll see what I can do about doing some more review type videos. And of course, if you're interested as well in seeing more about the Remarkable Paper Pro, I can do more videos on that as well. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.